Al, it's great to talk to you again. We spoke on
Yeah,
Morbius, when that came out. So it's nice to see you again.
and that went great.
Yes, yes, it did. Now we're here to talk on Lopez versus Lopez, which I've had a lot of fun with, because like a lot of people, I grew up with waking up to the sound of of that show in the early hours of the night or the day, however you want to call it.
Yeah, dude, so many people have that story. Basically, I was raised by George Lopez, that it would just, you'd sort of have the TV on. And then even if you look right now at like a TV guide, as it comes up on your television, it just is like George Lopez, George Lopez, George Lopez.
Mhm.
It's just like there's a block where they just run them together. It's amazing.
What's really cool about it, looking at this show versus that show, is the fact that that show had a very traditional look sometimes at values. Sometimes, a lot of times his kids would bring things up, and he'd be like, "Ta loco," this and that, whatever, or his mom and things. And I think now with Lopez versus Lopez, with his daughter, we're kind of taking that step into, um, kind of changing some of those views that we've had growing up, and now that our kids are being instilled with. And I think that's really important. Can you comment a little bit on that?
Yeah, I mean, you see it. I see it with my own parents, and I was talking to my this is like my cousin's brother's roommates. I was talking to my cousin's first cousin's wife and her mom, who just lost her husband, about grief. And I was like, "Are you talking to a therapist?" And she's like, "No, I don't believe in therapy." I'm like, I really think you should talk to somebody. You have dismissed that notion. So yeah, a lot of that comes up in the show that, that could be, again, Lopez versus therapy, is exactly
Mhm.
what you're talking about. Like there's these old school notions that you have to remain like, you know, um, keep it bottled up inside, and or no medication or anything like that. And these old school sort of healing methods, mentally and physically, are sort of passed down from generation to generation. And getting those people that were born in the 40s, 50s, and 60s to subscribe to modern medicine and modern mental health, and it's a little bit tricky. Or not saying things that are completely inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah. One of the episodes was appropriation, gaslighting, to name a couple of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so what has been your favorite topic so far that the show's covered?
I just am really leaning into how silly my character gets to be. And in terms of so it's my character is like this mix between Cheech and Chung, and Kramer sort of at the same time, mixed with that Chris Farley character. I live in a van down by the river. What was that guy's name?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm talking. So it's like um, this most recent episode that we just taped last night was fantastic. It's been great because the show is sort of checking a lot of boxes that I like in comedy, and like continuing to evolve. So they've all kind of been great. I'm also um, the Christmas episode for me was like the high watermark for where the show can be, because we got to do, like, with that actor Matt Shively, who plays Quinten, Mayan's husband. We got to do that sort of like Water for Chocolate parody in there, and that almost looked like a cinematic single cam thing. And then the old cast came back. It's like it had so many different elements to it. It was fantastic. George, as somebody, I don't know why. Well, I kind of do, but I get being sort of sad at Christmas, and and so watching George struggle with alcoholism, and then you know um, reuniting with his family and his daughter and the traditions, like that was probably like my favorite one so far. So
It
people,
had my favorite moment.
yeah, people are fans of, oh, when I lunged.
Oh,
Um,
when you and Quentin are making the tamales,
oh yeah,
I was just out of
so
that.
ridiculous, man. We
Yeah.
like they couldn't catch their breath. Like you know when the crew is just losing it because it. That's another thing with like a multicam on TV. We have this crew that's been on like Home Improvement. Like we have a crew that's like just been on so many shows. Like from Don, who does all of the cinematography and the lighting, and to every single camera operator. Like they're just so experienced. So when they bust up laughing, you're like, oh, we did something good. Like that.
It has to be a very easy thing to happen, especially when you have certain episodes where you have yourself on there, you have George, and then you have Momo Rodriguez in some of them,
Yeah,
where you and him are going toe to toe, for friendship points and things like that.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I'm guessing it's all very light on set, and do you guys improvise as you guys go sometimes, just based on your guys' history and experience in comedy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of not shy about walking over to writers and saying, "What if I said this instead of this?" Or the best is when a director gives the cast just goes fun pass, do whatever you want. I always heard
Mm.
that, and I don't know if this is true, but The Office used to do a caffeine pass at the last take. So when we're shooting, if you're pressed for time, you do it like twice. And then if you have a little bit more time to play with on that fourth time, the director can go, do whatever you want, go. And that's where, we have had a fantastic time. So I got to do that with Matt Shively a couple episodes ago, and it was super fun. It'll be interesting to see what stays in, but yeah, love that. Love the opportunity to improvise. I just did Curb. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to say that, but got to sneak into this last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So
Ah, very nice.
yeah,
Look forward to seeing you. I've seen you pop up in so many different places sometimes to do different roles, and it's really nice to see you. I enjoy your comedy.
yeah.
Um,
I snuck into. This is a good year for that because I snuck into Air, that Ben Affleck Michael Jordan movie.
yes.
Got to improvise in that. That was like Ben called me in just to improvise, and then got to be in a scene with Matt Damon and Jason Bateman, with Ben directing, which was nuts.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, because you guys must have made a good connection in the previous movie you guys did, the
Yeah,
basketball
way back.
movie.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, awesome. Al, thank you so much for your time. I'm enjoying Oscar very, very much. From the moment he got hit with Quentin with the pole to, like I told you, my favorite moment of the tamales, and also kind of the sad moment we're gonna see this week, and a little bit of his background at the end of the episode, which I felt so bad and laughed at the same time.
Yeah, keep watching, man. I really appreciate it because again, it gets weirder and weirder. Like what you say, you're gonna crack up.
Great. Thanks again. Good to see you
All right,
again, and hope to talk to you soon.
later.